Hey, this is Mario Gonzalez here, the broker owner of Navy to Navy Homes. Got a lot of information here. April 1st has come and gone, and a lot of your tenants have not paid or have said that they couldn't pay. It's very important that you do things properly here and that you annotate everything. At the end of the video, I'll tell you how to get some forms that we have been using to make sure that our customers are protected in this. They're going to be specific to Florida, but the information in itself is true, and you can use these forms to protect yourself, whether you're a property manager or a do-it-yourself landlord. So stay tuned. Hey, Mario Gonzalez here, Navy to Navy Homes. Again, I'm a Florida property manager. I'm getting lots of phone calls from actually professional property managers and do-it-yourself landlords on this issue. I'm just going to tell you very quickly, I sit on the board of directors for all of Florida Realtors. I'm the president of the MLS here. I was just recently on the news here locally with regards to this subject. So I'm doing my best to try and give this information out to you guys. It's now April 2nd, some things have changed, and you as a landlord probably know if your tenant is going to be able to pay or not. If your tenant was not able to pay in full, a couple of things here. One is I see two different schools of thoughts in these Facebook groups, and I'm dropping this video in a lot of Facebook groups. One school of thought says, nope, I'm going to play the hard line, I'm going to hold my tenants accountable, they're going to pay every penny. Then there's the people that say, okay, we're going to treat it case by case, we're going to do as best as we can to listen to the needs of our tenants and really work this piece. I'm going to tell you that if you're doing the first one, you are really putting yourself, or if you're a do-it-yourself landlord, you're putting yourself at risk, a pretty significant risk during this. This is a nationwide pandemic. There has been federally, statewide, and local municipality governance that has been put out on this, that has been protecting different people. And if you go against that, I don't care how many people in the Facebook chatter say, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm just letting you know that everyone right now, from the legal side on, says that you're probably working in error and things are not going to turn out in your favor should things go sideways in this. Now I'm going to talk about the second piece. If you are going to accept partial payments in any way, shape, or form, now I'm going to talk to two groups here. I'm going to talk to property managers if you manage homes for other people, and then I'm going to talk to the individual landlords. First, if you're a property manager, if you are going to negotiate any sort of partial payment plan with your tenants, hey, we'll take what we can, we'll keep you within a month, whatever you can. One, first and foremost, you need that permission from your owners. I know there's two schools of thought on this. Do it yourself, don't talk to your owners, do talk to your owners. I'm gonna let you know. Again, you want to have that permission from your owners that you are going to negotiate things outside of the written documents you already have, your management agreement and your lease agreement. Then you want a written documentation with your tenants to say, okay, I understand you can pay this much, and here's our payment plan for the rest until the stimulus package comes, or until the next month, or what it looks like. Is it possible to renegotiate that? Yes, it is. The most important thing there is you want written from your owner to your tenant. Now, if you're not managing for other people and you're just a do-it-yourself landlord, there's still some takeaways here. One is you want to have that written with your tenant, whatever your terms are. You have a written lease, you want to make sure that you have a written modification to that lease. Otherwise, if you modify in any way, shape, or form verbally, or your tenant pays less, they can stop paying the full amount if you don't have it written. And they can say that an unwritten agreement has been resolved, especially if you accept that partial rent. You don't want to get into that. I'm just painting out kind of a worst case scenario here. Now I'm going to talk very briefly. So if you take nothing away, written communication with your owners, written communication with your tenants, any negotiations there, I wouldn't play hardball at this time. Things aren't stacked up in your favor. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the last two pieces, the eviction moratorium that is going on right now. There is a lot of misunderstanding in this. I'm going to put a link down below to a long video with regards to the eviction moratorium. I'm also going to put a link down below or in the comments, of the exact loan types that are affected by this. So some people say, oh, evictions are already pushed out for 150 days. Not 100% true. We just evicted somebody 2 days ago. Okay, evictions are still happening. Paperwork still can be filed, but for a very minimal type of home. So the eviction moratorium, again, I'm going to minimize this, it applies to federally backed loans. So if the home that the tenant is living in, the homeowner has a mortgage that is federally backed, that it falls underneath this eviction moratorium. So in that, you cannot even get a 3-day notice if someone is low. You cannot, if someone is late, excuse me. You cannot give anything towards the filing of eviction during this time. Don't do it, you'll be cutting your own throat. There are ways to file and ways to do this, but it's going to be time late as things draw out. You have to have accurate records in this as you do this. Now, there's also this whole thing about, people aren't going to pay, this whole rent strike thing that they're talking. Okay, some might do that. We've already seen different things in different threads and different Facebook groups of fake letters they're putting out there. Just do your best to annotate it. In that case, it might err a little bit towards the hardball. You just still have to be very careful in how you do that. But as far as folks saying you can't file notices, you can't file evictions, it's not necessarily true. But if you're going to do it, you have to make sure you're doing it the proper way with the proper loan on the home. All right, I've said a lot here. In the grand scheme of things, again, I'm not in all your areas. I want to make it as easy as possible for you. If you're a do-it-yourself landlord, document everything, get it written, write down any modifications you have to your agreements that are already in place. That will give you the best protection. And stay plugged in to the proper guidelines so that you don't file something or start an eviction or do anything like that that you shouldn't be doing if you're not allowed to. Again, there'll be some links down there. Otherwise, if you have a professional property manager, they should be advising you the same way that I'm advising you right now. There should be a lot of information out there that they are pouring out to you to make sure that they are doing things. Now, also, last piece on the property manager. If you are a landlord and you have a property manager managing your home, if they are making executive decisions on your behalf, modifying the paperwork that's in place without your permission, that can be a very delicate situation. So you might want to reach out to your property manager and make sure that you have a written communication. Again, there's a lot there. I just put it in the Facebook group to hopefully get it out there. I will continue to put 1 or 2 videos out here. I'm not going to bombard you, and I'll always try and have some sort of takeaway in there. I'll go ahead and put some of the documents that we've been using out here. That'll be helpful for you as well. And otherwise, we're all in this together. Good luck out there with your rentals.